Hello lovely Flosstube friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren, also known as Cross Stitch Bunny here on YouTube and over on Instagram. A big hello if you are new or if you are one of my new subscribers. Since my WIP parade back in mid-January, I think I've welcomed about another 100 people to the channel, which is lovely. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hello to all of you, and a big welcome back to everyone that is returning, that has been watching me for a little while. I really do appreciate the fact that you take the time to come and watch what I've been up to with my stitching. I have a normal monthly update for you today. So last video was my WIP parade and a catch up on what I'd been stitching since my last Flosstube. And we're now back on track for monthly normal updates. So this is my stitchy roundup for January, and it has been about 2 weeks since my WIP parade was filmed, so you'd seen my progress up to like the second week of January. This is my last 2 weeks of January stitching, and I've worked on 5 projects. I think I've got a finish, I've got a new start, I've got 3 existing WIPs to share with you, and then I also have a little bit of haul for the end. I've not actually done any stitchy shopping yet this year. I don't think. No, I'm pretty sure I haven't, but this is some belated haul that I bought at the back end of last year that I've just not shared with you yet. So we will start with my finish. This is my first finish of the year, which is quite nice. Nice to have got something finished in January. And here she is. This is my Cauldron Witch, and she is finally completed. So she never made it to her 4th birthday, thankfully. I did say, I think in my WIP parade, that if she wasn't finished by September of 24, she would turn 4 years old. That's not going to happen because I have now completed her. Let's give you a bit of a better look. Like, she's beautiful. The detail from the back stitch is just absolutely lovely. I'm really pleased with her and how she's turned out. This is a pattern by Nadezhda Kazarina, I believe. I'm not looking at my notes, I'm just winging it. I'm pretty sure that it is. And it's the Cauldron Witch or the Bathtub Witch. I'm never sure which is her official name. I've stitched this on Scully print fabric from my Stitch Bunny shop. So it's just like a skull print, and there's a few coloured ones dotted around, but quite pale. So there's green, there's purple. Where's some purple? There's some purple up here and some orange, but most of them are sort of greys and whites. This is an 18 count fabric that I've chosen to stitch on, and I've used all DMC for her, and the back stitch was in black and white but in varying thread thicknesses. So some of the back stitch was in single strand, some of it was in double strand, and yeah, I'm just really pleased with how she's turned out. Absolutely love her. Don't know what I'm going to do with her yet, but she is finished. So yes, very happy with that. First finish of the year is ticked off. Next, I will show you my first new start of the year. A new start is always exciting, and I started this particular project as a SAL, so I'm stitching this with Rosie from Rosie X Stitch. Is that right? I'm gonna have to check. I was almost right. It's Rosie X Stitches, plural, not stitch. I always can never remember the very, very last bit. It's Rosie X Stitches. Rosie is on Flosstube as well. She does lovely stitching, and we've become quite good friends since we've met each other at a couple of retreats now. So I first met Rosie in person at the Floss Friends retreat, and then we recently attended the Birmingham Stitchy meetup, which was on a Sunday afternoon last weekend. We sat together there, so that was lovely, and we've started this as a SAL. So we started it on the 15th of January. It is the Winter Woods design by Satsuma Street. It's beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's going to be gorgeous when it's finished, but as you can see, it splits itself nicely into 4 parts, and that is how we are stitching it. We're stitching it in 4 parts. And my part 1 is finished, so I am ahead of myself because the intention is to stitch 1 part every 2 months. So I don't need to work on this again now until the 15th of March, because we've given ourselves 2 months for every section, and I finished it in 2 weeks instead of 2 months. So I'm very pleased with that. This is my little start, part 1. And I just love these squares, they're so cute. So this is the polar bear square, as I have been thinking of it. Really nice, like Nordic sort of inspired design, and I am stitching this on a lovely piece of even weave. I think it's even weave and not linen. Yeah, it is. So this is a lovely piece of hand dyed even weave, and it is just a random pull from my stash. No names for you, I'm afraid, but it's just a really nice mottled blue colour, really pretty. And yeah, I'm really liking how my stitching is looking on that. All the colours are standing out really well, nothing's getting lost. I'm not sure if this is a 28 or a 32 count because I've not got those notes with me, but I'm fairly confident I'm stitching this on 32. So we will go with that, and if I'm wrong, next time I see you, I will correct myself, but I'm pretty sure this is a 32 count. Hand dyed, absolutely love it, and I'm stitching this all in royal broidery threads, and they're working up lovely, no fluffiness, not any tangling, more so than the norm. Like everyone gets the occasional knot in their thread, don't they? But yeah, doesn't tangle, doesn't fluff, really lovely, enjoying this one a lot. So I've got 3 squares left to do, and I will be doing those over the coming months. But now that I have finished part 1, I will not be touching this in February. I'm going to wait until March 15th to begin part 2. Rosie, however, is slightly ahead of me because she decided to put all the borders in advance of the 15th, and then she's filling in each part. So I am behind in terms of Rosie having sped ahead with doing her borders, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stitch each square in full when it comes up in my rotation. But yeah, super happy with that. If you are joining in this SAL with us, because we have invited people to join us on Instagram, I think we've both mentioned it on previous Flosstubes, we are using the hashtag late to the winter woods SAL because this pattern originally was released as a SAL. I think that might have been back in November of 23. We completely missed that memo, didn't discover the pattern until the Jingle Ball. So yes, late to the winter wood SAL. If you want to jump on this and stitch it with us, you've got plenty of time to catch up. We're doing 2 months for each square. We're not starting part 2, like I said, until March the 15th. So yes, if you would like to stitch this with us, there is loads of time to jump on board and catch up. And of course, you don't have to catch up if you don't want to. You can just start it and work at your own pace. It would just be lovely to see other people stitching this beautiful design with us. So that is my new start, that is my finish, and now I've got 3 existing WIPs to show you. We'll start with my Shimanchu Rabbit. So this is a pattern by Cheiko, and I am aiming to get this finished by the start of the Year of the Dragon. If I'm not mistaken, I think that that is the 10th of February, don't quote me, but I'm fairly sure that this will, the Lunar New Year will come to an end and the new one will start on the 10th of February. So we're still just hanging on at the moment with being in the Year of the Rabbit, and I really want to finish it. So I have been doing a little bit of work on this. It is super tiny because I'm stitching this over 1, so 1 over 1 on 32 count. It is just on a little scrap of linen, really like pale yellowy colour. Laura did suggest stitching it on yellow, like a yellow fabric, and this isn't super yellow, but it is like a buttery sort of very warm cream, like verging on yellow. I thought that would do, and I just had a small scrap of it, so I thought that would be ideal. I'm not sure if you can see the detail in here because there is negative space. I said this last time I showed it, the negative space is super tiny. It might not be very easy to see on camera. It's not very easy to see in person, so I'm doing all this work to leave all these intricate designs in the negative space, and I'm working it on such a small count that I'm not sure if you can really appreciate the detail in it, but it is lovely. It's a lovely pattern. Maybe I should have done it on 28 so it was a bit bigger, but never mind. I did want to keep it small because I thought it would be a nice little ornament just to commemorate the Year of the Rabbit, so I didn't want it to be huge. So I'm stitching this with CXC threads, I believe, so all in CXC. It's got very few colours. I think there's like 5 colours in the whole pattern. The majority is this pink shade, which I've been working with, and then there will just be small details, and then the 2023 date like year will be stitched in slightly different colours, like some blues and some purples. So yeah, I'm happy with how this is going. And for such a small design, like it does have quite a large number of stitches. I think I did work out that in like the 10th, well, I worked it out like on the last day of January, if I want to finish this by the 10th of Feb, I think with the remaining stitches I've got left to do, I need to put in around like 180 to 200 stitches a day for 10 days to get it finished. So it's kind of will I, won't I? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I am going to manage to get this finished before the Year of the Dragon starts. I hope that I do, but it remains to be seen. And yeah, I have made a nice little bit of progress since you last saw it in my WIP parade. So fingers crossed I might just squeeze it in. And this could potentially be my second finish of 2024, which would be nice. So yeah, that is WIP number 1 to share with you. 2 more to go today. So the next WIP that I'm going to show you is, my polar bear WIP. So this is the Polar Bear Express. Pattern is by Lauren at Flossabilities. Beautiful pattern. She has fairly recently started releasing patterns, and so far I haven't seen one that I dislike. They're all lovely, but this was my favourite. It just really called me. As soon as I saw her release this, I had to have it. And I've made a nice bit of progress. So last time you saw it, I think I was about like maybe mid-20s in terms of percentage, and I wanted to get this project to 50%, and I have. So I am officially on I think 50.5% with this project. It's looking absolutely beautiful. I love the little polar bears. They are so fun to stitch, even though they are in white. I think I'm doing a fairly good job of keeping them quite neat, although my stitches never look quite as neat in white as in other colours, but never mind. So yeah, quite happy with how this is going. I'm stitching this on the suggested or called for fabric, which is 32 count linen in Blue Spruce by Zweigart, and I'm stitching this all with DMC. I think I'm stitching this with DMC. Again, I've not got my notes, so all of this will be corrected if I'm completely wrong, but I'm fairly confident that I was so impatient to start this pattern. I didn't want to order my Royal Broidery threads that would take longer to arrive, so I think I did just go through my DMC stash, pull what I had, and then ordered the extra few DMC and the speciality threads that I needed. I've not worked with any of the overdyes yet, so far all of this is DMC. I do have the overdyes, but I've not got to that bit yet. I think maybe they're in the trees and things like that. Very sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. They're getting really excited. I thought that I'd squirreled myself away nicely here in the quiet and peace of like my bedroom. That is not the case. I can hear them. You may well hear them if you've got headphones on. They're being a noisy bunch. Weather is starting to get a little bit warmer. We've actually got some nice sunshine today, so they're all in and out, in and out. They're out on the patio. They're barking at noises, barking at other dogs, having fun. But yes, we'll carry on. So yes, lovely, lovely polar bears. Like I said, I love this pattern. And Lauren's patterns are available on her Etsy store, and you can see all her patterns and all her own lovely stitching on her Flosstube and on her Instagram, Flossabilities. Beautiful pattern. Absolutely love this one so much. I'm really happy with my progress. So the reason I was so keen to push this to 50% relates to my WIP Go goals for February. I will explain that after I've shown you my final WIP, but there is a reason that I was desperate to get this to 50% before February, and I did manage it just. My last bit of January progress to share with you is my animal ABC. This isn't on my WIP Go, but I had set a challenge for myself to finish 5 letters a month. And I did it. So last time you saw it, this is where I was at, and this is where I am now. Obviously you saw this in the middle of January, so I was already working towards getting my 5 letters. So at the very beginning of January, you have seen some of this progress already, but my aim was to get G, H, I, J and K all finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they are done. So this is a Design Works kit, so I'm using everything from the kit. This is for my little boy, and yeah, I really want to get it finished this year and not sort of by the end of the year. I want it finished fairly early on in the year so that I can gift it around June. So yeah, those are my animals that I've done in January, and then obviously I want to do another 5 animals in February, and I have made a little start. So this is not January stitching, we are on February 2nd, and I've already done my ladybird. I just need to add the letter L. On the pattern, this is labelled as a ladybug. In the UK, we do more commonly refer to them as ladybirds, so I am going to amend the text and make mine read ladybird. It shouldn't take too much jigging because most of the letters are the same. I think there's just like 2 letters that I will need to sort of squeeze in and move things, like shuffle them slightly to make sure it doesn't overhang the edge of the pattern. But yeah, so hopefully next time you see this, I will have done some more letters, and I'm aiming for 5 by the end of Feb, with 1 of them already done, so that is a good start. That is actually the only stitching I've done so far in February, so in 2 days that is what I've done. I will be doing some more tonight, so really that's just 1 day stitching. That was my first of the month little bit of stitching. That is what I did yesterday. This is all being stitched with the kit threads on 14 count white that came with the kit, so I'm not sure what the threads are, either Anchor or DMC, I assume. I think they're DMC because I think some of this red that I was stitching in the ladybird was 666, which is definitely a DMC red code, so I'm pretty sure that this is kitted with DMC threads. But there we go, that is my alphabet, and I'm not quite halfway, like in terms of the letters or the pattern, I'm not quite halfway, but I've done most of the larger animals now, so while I've still got more letters to complete than are already stitched, a lot of them are smaller. Like the ladybird is small, then there's a tiny mouse, there's some tiny birds in a nest, there's a quail which is really tiny as well. I think that February is going to be an easy stitching month for me on this. Just if I pop the pattern back up, you can see how small those next few letters are. None of them are anywhere near as big as, like, you know, the alligator and the elephant, the kangaroo, the jaguar and the giraffe. They were all quite big letters. Like, there's none in the next 5 letters that are very big. So I think I will tick those off fairly quickly. I may even have them all finished by the time I see you in mid-February, fingers crossed. That will be lovely, because if I can get my alphabet challenge sort of ticked off early in the month, then I've got the rest of the month to think about WIP Go. Speaking of which, we will just see how I got on with WIP Go this month. So my goals, which I've got here, were to do 5 hours on a WIP that was over 50% complete, and I chose Cauldron Witch for that, so that is done, big tick. I did my 5 hours, I got her to like 90% or around 90%, and then that spurred me on to finish her, to be my first finish of the year. My second goal was to stitch 5 hours on something seasonal, and I chose my Winter Woods WIP for that, which tied in nicely with the fact that that was a planned SAL. So yes, WIP Go went seamlessly for month 1, I'm very pleased, and I ticked off my alphabet challenge. Now, my WIP Go goals for next month, I believe that the numbers that have been called are number 3 and number 24. I've not marked them off on my chart yet, but I'm pretty sure that those are the numbers. So my number 3 is, again, 5 hours on a WIP that is at least 50% complete, and that is why I was so keen to get my polar bears to 50%. I wanted to go into February with that project already at 50% so that I can pick it up and work towards my number 3 WIP Go goal. So although I've not written it on here yet, that is going to be the project that I use for that WIP Go challenge. I'm going to work on my polar bears for 5 hours, see how close I get to a finish, and then hopefully that will spur me on to keep going with it, because it will be really nice to finish my polar bears within the month of February. Once we get into March, I love winter stitching, so I will still stitch on winter things like year round, but at the same time, like, I do think that in the colder months of the year it is really nice to be stitching on those wintry WIPs. By March I'm probably going to be wanting to pick up some spring inspired WIPs and get on with a few seasonal projects that match the fact that the weather is heating up and there's baby animals and all of that jazz. I'm not sure that I'm going to want to be stitching polar bears by the time we get to March, so unless I want that WIP to hang around the pile until the weather starts getting cold again at the very back end of the year, it would be lovely to finish it in February. My other goal is to FFO something. So it's not actually a stitching goal, it's a finishing goal. So that one is going to be really interesting because it should be a very simple one. I just need to go to my huge folder of finishers that are just stored in like an art portfolio. I just store them flat in an acid-free kind of folder system. If any of you went to the, which retreat did I take them to? If any of you went to the Floss Friends retreat, did I take them there? Or was it somewhere else? I can't remember. Oh no, maybe, no, I was thinking aloud. No, I took them to the Northampton retreat that I attended in October or November of last year. So yeah, if any of you went there, you will have seen my big folders, but I basically just store my projects that are not fully finished in just flat folders. I think I've got one that's A3 size and then a larger one that's A2 size for my bigger projects, and I just slide them in there. It's like an acid-free art folder, and I put acid-free paper in just so that they've got paper behind them, and that's how I store them. And I've got dozens and dozens and dozens of things in those 2 folders, so I really just need to pick one and finish it, whether that means framing it or turning it into something. Hopefully you're going to be seeing an FFO by the end of February, fingers crossed. So yeah, that's my WIP Go plans. I smashed WIP Go for January, so I'm very pleased with that. I got my alphabet challenge done. I'm on track to get my alphabet challenge out of the way nice and early in the first couple of weeks of this month. So yes, so far I'm sticking to my goals. I'm very pleased. Very, very pleased, because that doesn't always happen. That is all the stitching, so we will move on to showing you a little bit of haul. Like I said, I have not been stitchy shopping in January, but these are a few bits that I bought last year that you haven't seen yet. So let me just have a rummage and let's have a look. I'll grab these first because I don't even need to rummage. So I did do a reorder for my shop of quite a lot of bothy kits and stuff like that in the back end of last year before I went to the Retford retreat, and I have caved in and like pinched a couple of the like newer bothy designs from my shop stock. So I've added these to my stash. I love all 3 of these, I think they're gorgeous. So the first one is the Variety of Life. All the beautiful little birds. I absolutely love this, and this is on a 16 count, so it's on 16 count speckled Ada. This particular design does not come with the option of even weave, otherwise I would have ordered it in even weave. This is only available in 16 count, so that is what I got. So it's got the 16 count like Rendell speckled Ada. I don't know if you can see that very well from the model stitch, but it comes with that like typical Rendell fabric. The next one is on 14 count. Again, this is not a kit that comes with an even weave option because it comes with its own special printed fabric, but I just love this. I love this so much with the Highland cows, absolutely gorgeous. I sold quite a lot of these at the Retford retreat. I think other people loved it as well. So yeah, this hasn't even made it onto my website because this is the last one that I had that I saved for myself, and the others that I had yeah, disappeared at the Retford retreat. But yeah, I love this design so much, so I've added this one to my stash. Yeah, and I just love the print with it. It's still got the Rendell speckles at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. It's still got the Rendell speckles down here, but then the rest of it is a tree print. I just think it's gorgeous. And the last one is my seal of approval, baby seals. So cute. I love this. They look so happy. And this one is available in an even weave. So that is what I ordered. So this has got, is it 28 count? I don't know. See, the boxes just automatically have 14 count Ada printed on them. But I did order the even weave fabric from Bothy for this. So this is on, I assume, 28 count, because I don't think they do a 32. This is on 28 count Rendell speckled even weave. I cannot wait to stitch all of these. Like, I'll show you them again. They're so cute. They're so beautiful. I love them. Let me know which is your favourite if you have one, because I don't know. I don't know which one I want to start first, but at least one of these is going to get started fairly soon. Maybe not the Highland Cows, just thinking about it because they are very wintry, but my cute baby seals, or potentially my birds. Let me know which one shall I start first out of these two. Yes, I'm definitely aiming for 2 finishers for every new start. So I've had my Cauldron Witch finish, I need 1 more finish, and then I can have a single new start, and that is how I'm going to try and operate for the year if I can. If I get more than 2 finishers without starting something, that would be a bonus, but I am restricting myself. I must finish 2 things before I start 1 new thing. So yeah, as soon as I get a finish, I may well start one of those because they are just too cute. Other bits of haul I've got something lovely from Charlie Feathers, so I will just grab that. This is the one that's going to take some rummaging. So back in November or December of last year, I made a little order with Charlie, and it arrived to me, it was from her like Kofi shop. It arrived to me beautifully packaged. It came with like a little biscuit, which has long gone, I've eaten that. Came with a really nice tea bag, a little card, and then this was a little ring bling freebie. So I hadn't actually ordered this, but this came with my floss drops because it matches their theme, which you will see. And I've been really patiently waiting to open this. I've not even opened my floss drops yet, and I've had them for getting on for 2 months, but I wanted to show you like how cute Charlie's packaging is. Like, she's tied them all up with a bit of floss, and yeah, it's just in lovely, lovely tissue paper. I'm going to open these now. It might be a bit crinkly, and this should be my lovely ocean themed floss drops. Let's have a look. Here they are. Oh, we're in another bag. Crinkle, crinkle. So here are my lovely floss drops from Charlie. Let's get rid of that plastic. Here they are. So, is there 32 in this set? I think. Don't quote me on that. Have a look on her shop. But I got this gorgeous like ocean themed set. So there is this lovely seahorse, and there are jellyfish. What else have we got? Like some patterned ones that are just like in keeping with the colour scheme. Oh, lovely, like more jellyfish. They're all beautiful, but they're all like under the sea themed. I'll see if I've got any more animals. Oh, I've got like some lovely like marble prints, seashells. They're gorgeous. What else have I got? Oh, more jellyfish, but on a different card. Like, these are just so, so pretty. I'm aware that I'm holding them upside down. Fish scales. And lovely, lovely whales as well. So obviously, yes, I've been showing those upside down, but when they are in use, they will be this way. And Charlie has provided me with the ring to go with them. So the ring will slide through like the smaller hole at the top, and then I've got my big hole there for the floss, and then Charlie even does like an extra little hole for any of your little off-cutty bits that you don't want to stick back on the main bit. So yeah, and as you can see, now that you've seen my floss drops, like my ring bling does match absolutely perfect. So yeah, that is my lovely bits from Charlie. Now Charlie does some really gorgeous like hand painted floss drops. And I was so tempted to almost take the plunge on those. Like, if you a fan of floss drops and use them all the time, I would say, yeah, don't even hesitate, because they're gorgeous, they're beautiful. I hesitated only because I'm not a huge floss drop fan. So, do you know, with the amount of craftsmanship that goes into Charlie's hand painted ones, they are a bit more expensive than the ones that she does in this format on the pretty cards. And I thought that I should not run before I could walk, and see if I actually get on with using floss drops first before I commit to getting the super fancy ones. But yeah, look, I've just put them on the ring. They're absolutely gorgeous. They've all got a sticker on the back for me to write on. And yeah, beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. My matching ring bling, very pleased with these. Thank you, Charlie. What else have I got to show you? Oh, I've got a little bit of freebie haul. So this was stuff that I grabbed at the Birmingham Stitchy Day last weekend. So when I said I've not got any January haul, that was kind of a lie. I've got a few bits here, but they were on the freebie table at the Stitchy Day, so I didn't actually spend anything. I managed to pick up these 3 little bits off the freebie table. A big thank you to whoever donated them. I waited until the very end of the Stitchy Day, and then like about half an hour before we were going to get kicked out, when I'd packed up all of my shop, I did go and have a little look at what was still left on the freebie table, and there were some gorgeous bits. So I have grabbed Frankie the sausage dog. He is a pincushion kit. Super cute, with all the felt and the threads that you need. Oh, and a little bit of Ada in there as well. The chart for this is in Cross Stitcher magazine number 341, and because I've got a Readerly subscription, I should just be able to go backwards on my Readerly to get the pattern. That is the only thing with buying cover kits these days. Yeah, a lot of the time the pattern is not in the kit, it is in the magazine. I think gone are the days when the pattern used to be in with the kit, so you do have to be careful that you will be able to somehow access the issue, whether it is a back copy, like searching for a back copy, or having a subscription. But yeah, luckily with my Readerly subscription, I should be able to get that no problem, and the same with this one. So this is a tinsel tree, little ornament kit, super cute. Comes with everything, including some lovely little bells, and this is from issue 375 of Cross Stitcher. So again, I will just hopefully pull up the pattern and be able to stitch that at some point. The last little bit of freebie haul I got was this little booklet of friendship heart charts. It says on the back here that this was originally a gift with issue 154 of Cross Stitch Crazy. And it's got 8 lovely heart designs in. I'm just having a look. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't show them all to you, only the ones on the cover, because they don't actually have, well, they do have previews, but I'll try and show you. They're not very big. So that is heart number 1, like a floral heart. Just trying to show you without showing the actual patterns. The next one is another floral design. Very cute. Next one is exactly the same. That is strange. There are 2 tulip hearts exactly the same, which has confused me. Never mind, we'll continue. Another floral design here, but a little bit different. More like roses. And yeah, these are the ones that caught my eye. So I really liked the little bird heart. I thought that was super cute. There is this stripy sort of zigzag heart. And this one is my favourite. So this is the little birds with the birdhouses, which is what caught my eye on the front. And then there's like this lovely paisley design, which I also really love. I think like the big bird, the small birds with the birdhouse, and this paisley one are my favourite. It's very random that there's actually 2 copies of the tulip heart in here. I'm confused, but anyway, there we go. Yeah, lovely little booklet. So a big thank you to whoever put those 3 things on the freebie table. I have given them a good home. They will get stitched from. Try and not take things off freebie tables unless it's something I definitely will stitch. So there was a few bits on there that I did like, but I left them behind because I wasn't sure if I'd use them, but I definitely will stitch at least 1 or 2 of these heart designs, and I'm looking forward to trying those 2 little cover kits. I think that is almost everything. One last thing. I bought these at the end of last year, I think in November, and I've just not shown you. So for my Polar Bear Express, let me just grab it off the floor. For my Polar Bear Express, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I thought that it might be nice to put some of these Mill Hill metal snowflakes on the design. There's 4 of them in there in 2 different designs. Now, I'm still not decided on whether they actually will end up getting used on this project, but if they don't, I'm sure I can use them on something else. But yeah, I just thought they might be cute to dot around. 4 of them, and when I finished, I might just see if there's anywhere nice that they could be placed. But yeah, they are really cute. Mill Hill little metal snowflakes. I'm trying to show you the second design because they're not cooperating. There are 2 different designs in there. I don't know if you can make them out. Probably not. I give up. There we go, metal snowflakes. Lovely, lovely. And I just thought they would look really pretty on this. And last thing to show you is my snowflake ornament sort of finishing things. I don't know what to call them, but they're like a hanging frame, sort of like acrylic in a snowflake shape. And you can put some stitching inside, and they come with this back to put on the back. So I got 2 of those. I think they're the same. Yeah, they have the same design. And I thought that they could be nice for making some ornaments if I do keep on with my ornament challenge that I've sort of penciled in that I've not started. I was so very close to finishing that episode without a camera battery change, but it cut me off when I just had my little goodbye to do, and I felt really rude. I was like, I can't leave it like that. I'm gonna have to change the battery. So yes. We have finished all the stitchy stuff. We have finished all the haul. I hope that you've really enjoyed it. I hope to see you around mid-February for my mid-month update. Hopefully I will get some decent stitching done over the next few weeks so that I've got plenty of nice things to share with you. I'm hoping I can share a finish of my Shimanchu Rabbit, hoping that I can share that I've finished all of my alphabet, and maybe even an FFO of something. Unless I bottle it and decide to leave that until the end of the month. We'll see. We'll see what the next couple of weeks holds. I hope that you all have a lovely couple of weeks, get lots of nice stitching done, and I will see you all soon. Yeah, I don't really have any exciting life update. I think the most exciting thing is that we've got some lovely puppies in the house at the moment. You guys may have seen them if you follow me on Instagram. I have posted a few story posts of them. I tend to keep personal stuff off of my grid, but I do put some stories up occasionally, so some of you may have already had a glimpse of them. They are real cuties, and they're just getting fluffier and curlier and cuter, like absolutely gorgeous. So yes, I'm having lots of puppy cuddles at the moment. Oh, and it's my birthday month. That's quite a nice bit of life update, isn't it? We're officially in February, so it is my birthday month, and I'm hoping to get a nice birthday started towards the end of February, but I don't want to cave in and ignore my 2 out 1 in rule this early in the month. I do already have 1 start planned for this month, which is a dragon pattern that I'm starting with Anita the Violet Stitcher, starting that for the year of the dragon, and that may well end up being my birthday new start because I just don't think I'm going to get enough finishes between now and the end of February to be able to have 2 new starts. I'm on 1 finish for the month, well, for the year at the moment. I've had 1 January finish of my witch. If I can get my Shimanchu Rabbit finished, then obviously I can start my new year dragon pattern because I will have had 2 finishes, 1 new start. For me to have an additional birthday start on top of that, I would really need to finish my polar bears and finish something else, and I just don't think that's going to happen by the end of February. So yes, I think in all likeliness, unless I completely surprise myself with a flurry of finishing activity, my dragon pattern will be my year of the dragon start and also my birthday start combined into one. We will see. We will see. I will see you all very soon, hopefully in a couple of weeks. Take care everyone, happy stitching, and thank you again for taking the time to watch me. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, if you've got any questions, feel free to comment below. I always do my best to answer and get back to you, or you can contact me on Instagram. Please give this video a like if you haven't already, and I will see you soon. Bye!